Hello everyone, welcome back to Solasta Crown of the Magister. Just to recap everything that has happened over the last dozen or so episodes, I completed my first campaign through the entire campaign on the standard difficulty. Then after that resolved, I started a new campaign with 4 brand new, completely different heroes, doing cataclysmic Ironman runs, which is the hardest difficulty, and the deletion of your save if you TPK. Did a bit of starting adventure with that, got through kind of the first main quest before immediately dying.
We should be cautious from now on.
We will be cautious from now on. We TPK'd, and so I've come back with a remodeling of my initial team. So we have Kite, we have Faith, we have Gothic, and we have Pastel, all with slightly different spellings and different racial stats. Instead of doing point buy, I rolled dice and abused that slightly to get better stats. And now we're going through Ironman again, still on Cataclysm, trying to do better, trying to see if I can't have a bit more success this time round. So with that all behind us, let's get to adventuring. We are here halfway up the mountain towards Kerlem, and we have been told that inside this cave we might expect to find some goblins. I say we have been told this, we have intuited this from an encounter we had on our way up the hill. And it's just darkness ahead, so Faith, our rogue, is going to press on. She has no disadvantage on her dex stealth checks, so we can kind of creep our way through without being at risk of making lots of noise like everybody else in their heavier armor would be. And we just want to see what's going on around here. I can see a goblin there. Of course, it's not been very long since I last did this encounter, because I TPK'd not too long after this in my first go around on Ironman. There's another goblin skirmisher up top. Now, of course, we can bring the rest of the party through this way, and soon we may well do that. Tongue twisters for you. But what I would like to do, if possible, is get Faith into a higher position before we initiate a fight. Because if I can be in a higher position, we won't have all of these combatants raining down from above us. So long as we're not seen and initiative doesn't kick off, we may well be okay. If we can start out up here and then attack across the way, that won't be too bad. I think from here what we might do is just tuck Faith in there, go back to the rest of the party, highlight the 3 of them, and we can press forward so that we aren't quite so far back, because when initiative is rolled in this game, it is rolled for the entire party all at once. Even if you are really far away from one another, everybody has to act in initiative together. So we just want to avoid that goblin there seeing us. Looks like we're going to be fine. And we can get around this back corner here. So, if we have Faith start climbing up here, that guy is kind of on a bit of a swivel, but nothing too major. Let's switch to our melee weapon before we get up there. And we'll see how our sneaking does up this ladder, trying to get a sneak attack on this guy. We've paused. So with pause, we can unpause and try and move closer. Their perception will continue growing on us, but we have to be one step closer before we can make that melee attack. So we'll play. Pause again. We're now in range. We have not yet been seen, even though we are at risk of being seen very soon. So then we will attack for sneak attack. Select a target creature. I want that one. It's not letting me do it. we managed to get the attack roll in. So Faith sneak attacks for a terrible, terrible miss. Which is really bad, even with advantage. That was a horrible miss. So now they are surprised, so we are going to get a round of attacks in before anything else happens. We need to end turn there, come to Gothic. Now, we can probably take this guy out, at least in our surprise round. But we're more likely to hit up here with our ranged attacks from Gothic than we are the melee attacks from the others here. So let's have Gothic step out slightly. At risk of being seen, but not yet seen over here. And we will firebolt this guy with advantage. And they take 9 damage, or 8 damage and are down to 6. So even without sneak attack, Faith should be able to kill that one on the next orbit. That guy is surprised. We're up to Kite. Kite is able to step into here. Apparently we can't occupy these 2 tiles, but we can occupy this tile here. At risk of being seen, but not yet seen, we will attack with advantage. And we will not smite here. And with our disadvantage on our stealth check, we are seen. This guy's surprised, that guy's surprised, this guy's surprised, then we come to Pastel. Now we're not going to be able to get in close enough for a melee attack, but we still can attack with a spell or a ranged attack. And if we attack with Sacred Flame, because of our Sun Cleric subclass, they will have disadvantage on this check. And the disadvantage means they suffer damage. Unfortunately, we're seen as well. So that's the end of our first free orbit of surprise. Background to Faith at the top. So she is just going to make a standard attack action here, hopefully for at least 6 damage. Very nice. And then, if she's not in sight of anybody else currently... Oh, no. I didn't want end turn, I wanted bonus action, because she would have the opportunity to bonus action hide, but clearly I don't think before I click. Does Gothic have line of sight on anyone around here? Just this guy. But we can get to here with full cover. If we can hit them, it means that Kite and Pastel are freed up to move around elsewhere on their turn. But that is a nat 1, so Gothic will just hide there in the corner. Then the Goblins are finally going to start their attack run now that the surprise is over. Kite will attack here, the one next to him. No need to smite on that. And then we'll move behind this cover here. A terrible attack roll against Faith, it looks like, from this skirmisher up top. Now, Pastel is up. We can see this guy, so why not Sacred Flame them? They'll have disadvantage on that, of course. Unfortunately, they still make that save, but we will push Pastel across next to Kite, so Kite will be able to defend her with his shield. And they try to shoot Gothic unsuccessfully. Now, there's no way we're going to be able to cunning action hide from here because we have too many people seeing us. So we're just going to have to start attacking from range. Let's attack the one that the fewest of us are able to get a clean shot on. 9 damage is pretty solid. And then if we climb down to here... Do they still have line of sight? They do, but we can dash just to here. And then next turn we might be able to hide before we take our attack action. Gothic does not currently have line of sight, but from here, if we climb up slightly, he will. And we'll climb up to this post here. This way, the one further back doesn't have sight on Gothic either. We'll cast our Firebolt. We only need to do 5 damage here, it looks like. Alas, we only hit for 2. We will take as much cover as we can, though. This guy closes the gap. And it's going to hit Kite. Kite is able to immediately hit straight back. Double check that I'm not thinking that there's any spells or powers we could be using. I think we're all right. Again, I don't think we need to spend our spell slots right now. Not against these foes. Alright, they found a shot against Faith, but missed. Pastel. Can we see this guy from here? We cannot, but we can step out once. And go with our Sacred Flame again. Damn their high dex savers, goblins. I should remember that, really. Don't need to cast any other spells right now. But a 15 missing Gothic is just wonderful. Now, if we swing around to here, not only will we have cover from the guys trying to fight us that side, but we can contribute to killing on this side here. If we could see that one, we would have sneak attack, but I think we'll just try and do the 3 HP damage here that we need. Looks like we got it. And unfortunately, we don't have enough movement to get down to here. We don't need to disengage, we're not going to hide, so we'll just stay where we are. Gothic now does not have line of sight against anybody. This one here we can see from just here. How about this one back? So we can spend 3 tiles of our movement stepping outwards. Firebolt at disadvantage, probably because of the range, I imagine. Still an excellent roll. Then we'll step back to here into cover so they can't hit us. This guy failing to attack Kite is excellent. We're just going to push forward and keep attacking. Again, holding off on using our smites just yet. This guy has to close the gap because we've taken so much cover he doesn't have line of sight to us anymore. Then Pastel's back up. I'm sure we can do 3 more damage here. No, they're still too good. Faith, though. We need to close the distance a bit if we're going to attack without disadvantage. Or we could worry about attacking over here instead. I'll deal with this guy because we're more likely to get this hit and they're more likely to die, which leaves only 1 in the attack order for us to deal with. And now we still cannot cunning action hide, huh? How about there? Now we can. Gothic should be able to make this shot. No longer at disadvantage. And we crit for 2d10 damage. And we can come back and hide under full cover again. Kite cannot really see the foe, but we will stand next to Pastel so that we can offer her defense if she is attacked at range. Let's just take the dodge action. There's the ranged attack against Pastor we were expecting. Still going to make contact, unfortunately. Now, with 4 actions before they get to take another, we will just rush them and hope that one of our 4 attacks can do enough damage to see them dead. Not going to be that one. But we have Faith. We have Gothic. One of us surely can do 3 HP's worth of damage. Especially because we are hidden. It means this will be a sneak attack, even without an ally next to this enemy. There we go. Reasonably swift. Okay. Kite, if you would be so kind as to make the climb up here, we will get whatever loot is over there. Faith, no need to be cautious anymore. We can go get what Kite left behind, ironically. I don't know why this has a red circle around it still. Possibly just an artifact of our party killing that enemy last. Up here, what do we have? A diamond, a healing potion, food, and a scroll of cure wounds. We'll take all of that. Then, just what remains. Faith, please go and grab this. Oh, grab that one up top while we're up near the walkway. Kite, come grab this one. Arrows, torches, and the like. Kite, what have you got over here? Cash, supplies, weapons, all the usual stuff. I'm guessing this isn't some kind of trap. No, it's just a visual artifact at the end of that fight. And then lastly, this container up here. Good. Arrows, scroll of sleep, notebooks, and primed weapons. Alright, I think that is everything that we can loot in this location at this time. Side quests may well have us coming back here, but for now we can head back to the entrance. And apart from one big hit against Pastel, we're doing reasonably well for our next fight. I don't think we did any spell casting there at all. So Kite still has 2 spell slots, Gothic still has 3, Pastel still has 3. So that is all we need from that. We could take a short rest so that Pastel can get back 1 hit die's worth of HP. Seems better than using... Kite needs 1 hit die worth as well, so we'll take a short rest in this cave. No need for arcane recovery or anything just yet. Ah, we've done this once before already. I'm less happy about this. Okay. Good. That's a nice value there. And we want 10 here. Nice and high. 9 is pretty good going. We'll save Faith's. Gothic still has 1 he can't use. We'll save that second one. No need for arcane recovery currently. So, a pretty smooth fight as it goes. Last thing to do before we carry on to any other encounters is refill our ammunition. There's more arrows for Faith. Gothic does not have any bolts currently. Did we find any through all that? Does not seem so. Kite, did you find any bolts? Nope, just arrows. That's fine. We still have our cantrips. That is not something that is urgent. So, we are back on the Ironman Cataclysm Road. Join me next time where we will climb up to the rest of this hill and see if we can't deal with the hell that awaits us there in a slightly swifter fashion than we did last time. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.